It's awesome to be a part of an organization that opens those doors for a number of individuals that otherwise wouldn't be able to be a homeowner.
This is an amazing community that is being built. It is really being fostered and intentional.
What I like most about working with Habitat was bringing communities together and bringing people from all walks of life and with all talents and serving the purpose of trying to better the lives of those in need.
My name is Tiffany Brody, and I serve as the Executive Director for Berthoud Habitat for Humanity. Our mission is seeking to put God's love into action. Habitat for Humanity brings people together to build homes, community, and hope. Here at Habitat, we serve as the developer, builder, and lender, and we also provide homeowner support and education to individuals and families whose gross income falls within the 40 to 80% of the area median income guidelines as determined by the Colorado Housing and Financing Authority here in Larimer County. To put that gross monthly income into perspective, the top 5 work industries of Habitat homeowners are healthcare, education, training, or library, office administrative support staff, transportation or warehousing, as well as sales and retail. Our homeowners must meet underwriting guidelines and requirements and put in the sweat equity hours required to help build their homes alongside Habitat staff and volunteers, which fosters and cultivates community.
One of the most basic essential needs is the need for safety and shelter and housing and clothing and food. Those are the essentials for life. And when I've seen some of the people I know go through those hardships, it was thrilling to see how Berthoud Habitat for Humanity was right on the front lines, answering that question of what can we do to make a difference.
I know people in these developments. Personally, I've grown up around with some of them, and I know a lot of the volunteers as well. Such an organization of heart, and it allows people that we're already in this community and struggling or really wanted to be here a chance to have shelter with dignity, something that's their own and permanent. So we partner with Habitat in several ways. Usually every year we'll give them a waiver on impact fees, certain impact fees, so they are able to lower the cost of construction.
Berthoud Habitat for Humanity has had an incredible impact on the community, developing and supporting attainable housing for folks that live and support our community. They've also been a great partner of ours in just broadly developing appropriate attainable housing policies and regulations and supporting some of our grant efforts.
I can only see our collaboration and our partnerships growing going forward. We've had great leadership in the past. I think we have an exceptional leadership in Habitat and in the town going forward. And I see myriad opportunities for us to kind of come together and function as one voice to help out more people.
I think for so many of us, we take for granted having a safe and secure home and being able to lay our head down at night or cook a meal or have a functioning refrigerator to store our leftovers in. And I think intuitively, we all know that really the bedrock of developing healthy lives is having a safe, secure home.
My initial exposure to Habitat for Humanity was when I volunteered alongside fellow realtor colleagues at a real estate build day in Loveland. I then had the opportunity to join the board of directors for the Loveland affiliate. In the spring of last year, I traveled to a real estate conference, and then I turned around and attended the Habitat Colorado conference a week later as that board member. And during that first session, I was completely overwhelmed and overcome with emotion and sheer conviction that I really needed to be utilizing my real estate experience for the mission of Habitat. At that time, I had no idea that Berthoud, the very community in which we reside, was hiring for the position of executive director, where I am truly able to utilize my skill set and experience in an effort to make a positive impact in our community right alongside our volunteers and donors.
I'm Steve Kelly, and I'm a construction volunteer, but I also travel around in our RV and do what Habitat has a program called RV Caravanners, where you sign up for different cities, different affiliates that have posted where they want caravanners to come and help. Typically the first reaction of community is they don't want Habitat for Neighbors. And then when they find out the pride and the ownership that Habitat homeowners typically exhibit, they welcome them and they invite more to be in their neighborhood. Every house we build makes a difference. The more differences we can make, the more balanced and better the community will be overall.
Berthoud Habitat is under the umbrella of Habitat for Humanity International, which is a 501c3 nonprofit housing organization established in 1976. International has a global reach spanning across 50 states and 70 countries, having built, renovated, and repaired more than 1 million homes for more than 5 million people around the world. At the state level, Habitat for Humanity Colorado was founded by affiliates in 1992 with the purpose of supporting and building capacity of the 25 Habitat affiliates serving 45 Colorado communities. At our local level here in Berthoud, Habitat was conceptualized in 1996 by Peter Bridgman, who, after volunteering for a Habitat project in Loveland, enlisted community members Ricardo Haskins, Tom Patterson, and Thomas Jones to come alongside him to incorporate Berthoud Habitat for Humanity Limited in August of 1997. And then in 1998, Doc and Helen Fickle donated 5 acres here on 4th Street. It was in March of 2000 that Berthoud Habitat for Humanity officially became a local affiliate of Habitat for Humanity International. Our local Restore opened shortly thereafter, in which all proceeds are used to build affordable homes in our community, and construction commenced on our first new single-family home in 2001.
So what I enjoy most working at the Restore is knowing that our contributions are helping families get homes. Some of the feedback is we're still working on educating the community because they don't always know that we are a Restore or what the Habitat for Humanity stands for. So a lot of it is still educating people who come and shop with us.
Given the significant housing shortage and the affordability issues associated with housing, it is crucial for the community to come together, whether it's the local folks, the nonprofits, the developers, the entire community coming together to ensure that there is affordable housing available for our teachers, nurses, firefighters, police. Everyone deserves a safe and affordable home.
Colorado at large is experiencing a significant housing shortage and has been for some time. We are short 127,000 homes, with the Denver metro area accounting for about 70,000 of those. Between now and year 2040, Colorado is expected to add an average of 35,000 households per year, and the problem is further increased by the lack of affordability. Between 2011 and 2021, average home prices rose by 130%. 1 in 7 Colorado families pay more than 50% of their income on housing. The average home price in Berthoud has recently rose to around $755,000 in March of 2024. Breaking the barrier into home ownership is difficult, and buying power has been impacted as of recent, considering interest rates. Combine that with high monthly rental rates, and we have a significant challenge.
There are so many stories and instances where Berthoud Habitat has had an impact on our community and individuals. One that comes to mind for me was actually quite recently. Our newest homeowner had her groundbreaking, and to hear her story about the struggles that she's endured for her life and then the entirety of her teenage son's life was so moving. She hasn't given up. She's just persevered, but to ever think that she was going to be a homeowner never crossed her mind.
My name is Jules, and I've recently been accepted into the homeownership program. We have moved in the entirety of my son's life about 20 times, which is a lot. I left a volatile marriage, and out of safety, we moved a lot. Recently, I found myself in a situation where I was no longer a two-income house, I was a single-income house again, and it just put us in a tough position, keeping up with the cost of rent and continuing that, moving all the time just to find a more affordable place to live. So when I received the email that I had been accepted for a Habitat home, I cried. Also, I got this overwhelming sense of peace and hope that I have an opportunity that I may not get owning a home. And I got to tell my kid that. My time volunteering and working with others that volunteer for Habitat have been great. I've met some really incredible people who genuinely want to be here. I think my best experience was painting the outside of my house with a bunch of high schoolers. They were genuinely excited to be there and happy to be there. Some of them have been doing it for 2 to 3 years during their high school career, and it was really cool to see their excitement in the participation of creating a Habitat house.
Once approved into our homeownership program, families are afforded the opportunity to purchase their home at 0% interest with fixed monthly principal loan payments not to exceed 30% of their total gross household income. Like with a regular mortgage, there are additional homeownership costs, including taxes, insurance, and HOA dues. To date, we have completed 20 homes along 4th Street in Berthoud for qualified families in need and will soon close on our 21st home. Our 22nd home is currently being constructed in partnership with the Thompson School District and being built by the students in the Geometry and Construction program at Thompson Valley High School. Each and every one of our homes is the result of a labor of love, built by our local volunteers as well as our national volunteers who travel to Berthoud each summer as part of their commitment and service to the Habitat for Humanity International RV Caravanner program.
I'm Kelly, and I'm a new Habitat owner. I found myself in a Habitat home a couple of years ago. My health has gotten better, and that was one of the reasons why I moved to a Habitat home, and to be able to retire and being able to afford affordable housing.
You know, for me, I think just the peace of knowing that we won't have to move with very little notice or something like that. Also knowing that I am able to build equity and plan for the future, do things for my daughter. But for her, it has been amazing watching just what an impact it's made. She's 26, and as a child, always had a dog that was her comfort through surgeries and through all of her medical issues. She kept wanting another dog once that one passed away. And I always told her that we couldn't have one in the rentals, that we had to wait until we owned a home again. So she's a mighty little woman of faith, and she started praying, and she was just believing for that house where she could have a dog. And she had even written out everything that she was praying for in a home and stood on that. And so she now has 2 dogs in the home. So that's been a really big thing for her, and she loves it.
Working with the volunteers and staff was amazing. It was incredible just to see how well they work with you and are so patient with the fact that you don't really know anything about building a house, but they'll step alongside you and help you learn slowly. There's not really a whole lot of housing opportunities in Colorado that you find where you have more than 1 bedroom in a house that is actually affordable for 1 income. And now we actually have a house that I'm able to stay home with our children and take care of them, which was a really important value that we had. Just thank you so much for everything that you do. Thank you so much for the time that you take some of them are retired. Thank you so much for taking time out of your retirement and to actually build homes for other people in need and people who otherwise wouldn't have a home of their own.
To anyone that is considering getting involved with Berthoud Habitat, I would say you won't regret it.
There's plenty of opportunities to do more than, hammer nails or do drywall.
And they definitely need more volunteers. I know I've seen it.
I would say it's obviously an area of need. There's many charities looking for people's support, but what I would say about Habitat is it's an organization that a very high percentage of the dollars go directly into building houses.
I am excited for Berthoud Habitat to expand their capacity. I think there is a much greater need that can be met, and I know that this is a community that has people who care about others and want to see others prosper, and I think Habitat is a vehicle that can just benefit the entire community in that way.
Given the growth that Berthoud has, is, and will experience, we are in need of doing more to make a larger impact in alignment with our mission. While we still have a few homes to complete along 4th Street, we've also been blessed with 9 lots that have been graciously donated to us in the Harvest 47 subdivision, as well as the 1.4-acre parcel of land near Berthoud Elementary that we own and we will be developing.
I would hope that as we move forward with Berthoud Habitat for Humanity, that this story is so well told that anyone asked can quickly respond and say, Berthoud Habitat? Seriously? Everyone knows about Berthoud Habitat. Wouldn't it be neat if a project this powerful not only was well understood by every member of the Berthoud community, but everyone had a chance to respond on what they could do to make a difference and impact this story.
We are ever grateful for our donors, current partners, and for the collaborative support and fee waivers that we receive from the town of Berthoud. On behalf of our board of directors, staff, volunteers, donors, and partners, we do invite you to join us in building strength, stability, and self-reliance through shelter, for the impacts of doing so are truly transformational. We invite you to consider giving to Berthoud Habitat on a monthly basis, no matter how big or small the contribution. For more information about our homeownership program, volunteering, and how to make a donation, visit our website at berthoudhabitat.org. Together, we can make a difference.